Project Management Situational Analysis 2. The situation. You are the Scrum Master of an agile project. During one of the iteration or sprint planning meeting, the team is unable to converge onto a single point estimate for a user story. Which of the following will be the most appropriate action by the Scrum Master? I'll read the question once again. You are the Scrum Master for an agile project. During one of the iteration or sprint planning meeting, the team is unable to converge onto a single point estimate for a user story. Which of the following will be the most appropriate action by the Scrum Master? And the options are: drop the story from the iteration, bring it up for one more round of discussion after estimating some of the stories, you give your own estimate, and you ask the product owner to give his estimate. Drop the story from the iteration, bring it up for one more round of discussion after estimating some of the stories, you give your own estimate, or you ask the product owner to give his estimate. Here the right answer is bring it up for one more round of discussion after estimating some other stories. Drop the story from the iteration, that is not advisable. Again, it is not an action that can be taken by the Scrum Master. Prioritization of the features is always done by the product owner. So Scrum Master is not entitled to do this, and this is not the immediate action as well. This may be the ultimate action. After trying everything, still if you are unable to estimate it because lack of details, then maybe we can drop the story from the iteration with the concurrence of the product owner, and that is not the immediate thing you will do, that is the ultimate thing you will do as a Scrum Master. Bring it up for one more round of discussion after estimating some other stories. That is the most appropriate one. So before that, let me discuss the option 3. You give your own estimate. Actually, this is one common mistake people do in many projects. If the team is unable to conclude onto an estimate, immediately the Scrum Master or the project manager or the product owner throws his weight, oppositional power, and throws an estimate which others are supposed to accept. This is a total violation of the self-organizing team and servant leadership. So you don't give your estimate. Maybe you can prompt others into the right way of thinking, but you will never give your estimate. You ask the product owner to give his estimate. Again, in a planning meeting, it is the team's estimate. It is not the product owner's estimate. So option 4 is also wrong. So the most correct one is bring it up for one more round of discussion after estimating some other stories. The advantage is, okay, the moment we estimate some other stories, then there will be more data points to compare. So after estimate, if you are unable to estimate or conclude onto a single point estimate on a particular user story in a sprint planning meeting, the best option would be keep it aside, estimate some other stories, and then bring it back so that you can analogously estimate, or you can compare with other user stories and then come out with the story point for this particular story. That will become easier. So you try bring the option 2, bring it up for one more round of discussion after estimating some other stories. All the questions can be answered and then again reattempt the estimation. Still, if it is not working because of valid reason like lack of details and dependency issues and stuff like that, then maybe with the consent of the product owner, you may drop the story from the iteration because the team is genuinely unable to estimate it. But the immediate thing is bring it up for one more round of discussion after estimating some other stories. Here, this is the typical, the leadership style change when one is moving from command and control mode to servant leadership mode. And again, the Scrum Master's fundamental job is to ensure that the Scrum process is implemented. The project is following the Scrum practices. So he himself should not violate the Scrum practices. Thank you.